A warning that the credibility of the European Union is at stake. This came from German Foreign Minister as she called for consequences in a case of alleged corruption at the European Parliament. The investigation now involves Greek authorities who have frozen all the assets of European Parliament Vice President Eva Kaili, who was arrested. She is one of several people accused of receiving money and gifts from a Gulf state to influence decisions. The state in question is widely reported to be Qatar. But the Qatari government has denounced all accusations. Prosecutors have searched 16 houses and seized $631,800 in Brussels as part of the probe. They reportedly found bags of cash in Ms. Kaili's home.
There is a police and judiciary actions. We have to follow these actions. We are very much certainly concerned about this news.
Well, it is damaging, and we need to get to the bottom of it, and we need to have, obviously, a full and transparent investigation so that we can have an explanation for what's happened. The European Parliament is a very important institution. I was a member of it in the past, but it's a big part of European democracy, and this is a scandal that we need to expose the truth around so that we can ensure it doesn't happen again.
Rosie Burchard joins us live from Brussels. Rosie, what's likely to be the outcome of an investigation like this? And even when that's done, how does the European Parliament recover from such a scandal?
Quite an extraordinary scandal indeed unfolding here in Brussels, a case of suspected corruption right at the heart of one of the European Union institutions. So far, Belgian prosecutors have charged 4 people who've been arrested on suspicion of corruption and of money laundering. One of them, as you mentioned, is one of the vice presidents of the European Parliament, Eva Kaili. Now, this is seen as something which is damaging, at least to the reputation of the European Parliament when it comes to voters and citizens' faith in democracy and in their elected lawmakers. But moreover, of course, now it's down to investigators here in Brussels to essentially follow the money. They have found, as you mentioned, around 600,000 euros in cash during this probe, this investigation. And now it's up to them to work out, where did that money come from? What was it doing in Brussels? What were those funds hoping to achieve when they changed hands? And no answers yet. We don't know how long this investigation is going to go on for or where it will end, but certainly some reputational damage already appears to have been sustained.
Early days yet, as you mentioned, but is there a sense of what kind of parliamentary decisions perhaps the Gulf state was trying to influence?
So let's just break this down here. The Belgian prosecutors have said indeed that this is to do with a Gulf state. They have not named that Gulf state, but certainly the one that is being named, reported here in Brussels, is Qatar. The Qatari embassy here in Brussels, the government has pushed back very firmly on any accusations of that nature. They said any attempts to associate Qatar with such claims or such reports are baseless and gravely misinformed. But the kind of discussion going on here in Brussels is, for example, to do with Qatar's World Cup. Now, that's, of course, been widely criticised on issues ranging from migrant rights to LGBT rights. And that's something which the European Parliament, or certainly certain members of it, have been quite outspoken on. Beyond that, there's also been, for example, there's an upcoming decision to be taken on visa liberalisation for Qatari citizens. So that's about being able to travel more easily into the European Union. So that's the kind of thing that could be up for grabs. But also, let's be very clear here, Qatar is firmly pushing back on any accusations that it is the Gulf state involved here. And of course, this is an investigation which is ongoing. So even those that have been charged and arrested are presumed innocent, until proven guilty or until proven otherwise. So we don't yet have any clarity here, but there is suspicion that it could be around these things of visa liberalisation, but also more broadly around this World Cup that we have had so much discussion on, not only here in Brussels, but all over the world. However, accusations that have been strongly denied, at least by Qatar.
Appreciate that update on the investigations. Rosie Burchard, live from Brussels.